you ain't got nothing to show for it. So yeah, it be us though. You feel me? African accents, it be us. Somebody could give you a bunch of money. If you're not mentally ready for it, you'll just blow it. Actually, they'll be your demise by giving you all that money. That's the thing we be learning with a lot of these people out here now. They seem to be really smart and intelligent, but they actually just have really good memory. And our biggest problem is we mistake memory for enlightenment. We think because somebody can remember a bunch of stuff and regurgitate it off, that they are enlightened. These are different things. People who have good memory, they can teach because they can repeat what they have read, what they've heard, or what they've learned. But how you act in a moment's notice, how you act in the midst of chaos, how you act on a normal basis, this speaks to your enlightenment. This speaks to your actual intellect. You feel me? And so, like, if you take somebody with a great mind and you send them a bunch of funds because you think that they have answers for your community, they might have answers, but they don't have the discipline to be able to put these things into play. And so when you send them money, actually what happens is you expose them more so to their trauma, or actually to themselves, because that money only magnifies or explodes or exploits that negative energy or that trauma that they haven't already dealt with inside of them. So just take a lot of these people, for instance. You got your Dr. Umars of the world. You have so many people who have collected funds from people around the world, but they have yet to deliver on their promises. But we donate because they seem smart, but really they just have a lot of memory. They can regurgitate because when you give them the tools to be able to, when you give them the tools to be the answer to your freedom or be the answer to your problems, as you see, they become a problem themselves. And so it's not that they were insincere. A lot of them were sincere that these things needed to be done in our communities, but able to put that stuff together, or the know-how. They just frankly recognize the problem, and they can tell you the problem like it's first nature, like they really put the time in, but they put the time into learning the information, but not the time into changing themselves. So when you give them a bunch of money, you only magnify who they are at the moment, and who they are at the moment, they don't even know. They don't even know. Imagine right now, family, if y'all had an unlimited amount of money. Just imagine you had $1 million. You better believe some of those things that you can't do now because you don't have the money, you'll likely do then because you do have the money. And a lot of those things would make you cycle out of control if you haven't dealt with the person that you are right now. So a lot of times, if you want to ruin somebody, give them a bunch of money. Real shit. Give them a bunch of money, family. Does that make sense? A lot of times, if you want to ruin somebody, just simply give them a bunch of money. That's fact, West LaBulla. We put ourselves in 3 months debt for one day of Christmas. Absolutely, without a single thought, right? Right? Because it gives us pride. You see what I'm saying? It gives us pride. It's an Aries says, what are your thoughts on Young Pharoahs? Hard to say, man, because I know Young Pharaoh, but I gotta tell you, I don't like how it looks. We were supposed to talk, but we didn't talk yet. But if I could give a message to Young Pharaoh, it would be really to calm down. You're only going to get yourself in trouble. Put money on people's heads is actually counterproductive, man. Like, it shows that you don't really care about human lives if you're willing to put money on somebody's head. Even if you're willing to say that out loud, you have to learn what a terroristic threat is, and we have a whole lot of power, Young Pharaoh. We have a whole lot of power in our tongue. So when we say things like we're going to put money on people's heads, and you telling people to beat up your baby's mother if they see her, you giving out your baby mother's address. These are terroristic threats because people love you. People really look up to you and follow you, man. So you can actually get somebody hurt, killed, get yourself locked up, all because you on camera saying these things. I think you should apologize. I think you should take all of that back. I do still think there'll be consequences for it, unfortunately, because these are situations we got to take seriously. But I do think you owe the world, the community, most of all your children's mothers, an apology, and your children, your children a sincere apology, because they will see that video one day. It's everywhere, and so that's what I would suggest. I would suggest Young Pharaoh to really get this right, man. It's sad. You see what I'm saying? So, but a lot of this family is us watching a lot of these people we look up to. We're watching them unfold right before our eyes, man. It's been a hell of a couple of weeks, man. From Polite to Dr. Umar talking about conscious cookies. I'm talking about cosmic coochies. I heard him. I just be watching this stuff, man. I'm like, damn, Polite a pedophile, Young Pharaoh unraveling, and damn, in the same week, Dr. Umar telling black women not to give white men a cosmic coochies. And I'm sitting here like, damn, this is the black community. It's crazy, but I do laugh at the videos because I'm conscious enough to not follow it, and it doesn't have any effect on me except for amusing me. But it's not funny. You see what I'm saying? Because it's almost like watching the conscious community is like watching a couple episodes of Dave Chappelle and Live in Color and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you can inbox me or whatever, but that would be my advice to Young Pharoahs, is to stop with the threats and stuff like that, man. And definitely stop that stuff. That's dangerous, man. Like, you can get somebody hurt. Seriously, I would never say I'm putting $50,000 on somebody's head because they commented, said something to make me mad, because I know that $50,000 fake dollars is just fake money. It's not worth the life of someone. It's not worth a mother losing her child, a brother losing his brother, a sister losing her brother, a child losing their father. This stuff is crazy, man. And so it breaks my heart to see this come from Young Pharaoh. But at the same time, I'm just hoping that you guys learn from all of this and be like, I don't care who we look up to, how we place them. We are all capable of unraveling. We are all capable of doing things that are detrimental to the community. So we must always be prepared, man. So basically this stuff happens when we least prepared. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy, man. Because I'd be like, how can somebody who's so intelligent or claim to be so intelligent do all these things? And that's why I'm starting to say memory does not equal enlightenment. Someone being able to rattle off a bunch of information that they've heard does not make them enlightened. It doesn't mean they carry themselves well and treat women well and know how to be a father, anything like that. It just doesn't. If someone sees Golden Beauty and they hurt her, say something happens, she loses her life, man, you're not gonna get your kids because you're gonna be in prison. Your kids gonna be going through these same systems that you went through. It's so sad. And like, you gave out her address. I wish you could think like a gangster for a minute, because you say you won or you've been around them, but man, you gave out the address. It's like, what if they go kidnap her? Tell you, man, you better go to Otten Banking and give me all your bread, or you'll never see your wife and kids again. And you better not call the police. What are you gonna be all on you for giving out your wife's address? People crazy, man. And people don't like you. People don't like me. People don't like us for what we do. So us giving out this type of information is so dangerous. So dangerous, man. And this type of stuff you can't really get back. So it's very important that we know how to handle ourselves when we're angry, man. Like, it's crazy. And that's just the least of it. So that's the least of it with him. I imagine if he sees this, we probably won't ever get to talk, but hopefully he takes my advice. And he does issue an apology. He does tell Golden he's sorry. He does tell that guy who was around Golden that he's apologetic for threatening him or asking people to do something to him. And I hope he sees that this is going very badly, because I'm telling you guys, what we're going to see is we're going to see Young Pharaoh get arrested. They're going to show up, they're going to try to arrest him. And he's so fearful of cops, he's probably not going to allow that to happen easily. And worse could happen, man. And it's going to be on live TV, and you're going to have all these people, man, honestly just flipping out. And all these things can be avoided. You know what I mean? So it's crazy, y'all. That's why I keep saying, if someone's content is empowering you, hey, listen, support the content by listening to the content and applying it to your life. But when you see them spiral out, you ain't gotta necessarily unfollow them, but don't encourage it. This is the part when you say, okay, listen, Young Pharaoh, you wrong. And this needs to be all across the board. He needs to know that this is wrong. And I know he'll think that he's smarter than everybody and they don't really understand it, but he has to humble himself. Everybody's saying it. He has to realize he's wrong. And if y'all unfollow for that moment, or simply just don't watch the content for that moment, he'll know it's not productive. But he's not gonna know it's not productive if you guys are still watching, if you guys are still sharing the content, if you guys are watching more than ever now, because I know we're watching more than ever. I watch him more than ever now because I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him, man. I've worked with him in the past. I consider him a friend. And now, since I'm saying all of this, I'm very worried about him. So I watch all of his content, and what this equals for him is more views. So he may actually think that this is successful. But what's happening is every video, he digs the hole a little deeper. He says he knows law, but he doesn't appear to know law because he's breaking all types of them. You see what I'm saying? And it's very scary. It's very scary, family. It's scary, number one, because we still follow this type of content and we still encourage this type of content. So I wonder about a lot of the people who follow him, if they would even be willing to hurt Golden Beauty simply because Young Pharoah said so. If they really would be willing to try to hurt Steve because Young Pharoah said so. You know what I mean? So it's deep, family. So I do hope the best for him. I hope he sees this as wrong. I really hope the best for him. I don't know what that really looks like, but I know he has potential, serious potential to be great, and we all have bad times. So I feel like we're watching a breakup. We're watching him go through some things, and I don't want to make this a permanent slight at him. Like he's not, he shouldn't be a leader in our community, or shouldn't be contributing to our community because of this. But it's very interesting to see how things break down, man, between some of these people we hold in high regard. For my standards for Young Pharoah, I would have liked that he handled it a lot better than that. This definitely was below my. I'm shocked, very, very shocked, and I know him. So I mean, I've seen him act out. I've seen him, go off before, but I've never seen him unravel to this degree. I worry about these people in our communities, man. To say that, number one, let me just say this, family. I want you guys to stay tuned because I am going to start breaking down a lot of what I'm saying in the community, because I need for us to be aware of what's in our community. Let me just first say this is not to destroy anyone, but it is to raise awareness to what's going on in our communities, man. Like, if we really care about our community, our focus should be on our community, not necessarily on people outside of our community. So people might ask, Kevin, why are you focusing on the people in the conscious community? Why are you not focused on the people in the religious community or the people outside of the black community? And I'm going to have to tell you the truth, that my concern is for the conscious community. My concern is for my people. So I have to look in the area of where I am. You see what I'm saying? And start dealing with some of these things, because the people who are in religion, they're going to be in religion until they wake up out of it. But I know that people who woke up out of religion, they're still mentally traumatized in so many ways. And that's why they kind of migrate or magnetize to these type of leaders and hold them in high regard, just like we did pastors. We believe anything that come out of our pastor's mouth, and if we question our pastors, they just cuss us out, not with cuss words, but with scriptures, make us feel bad for asking the questions and tell us to trust God. And I'm noticing with people in our conscious community too, when you ask them a question, they kind of treat you the same way. They actually literally cuss you out and then make you feel like you're the problem for doubting them, when you should be able to ask these questions, family. You know what I mean? So yeah. Yes, Rod Turkey. I'm shocked too, because you don't really know until they're put on the spot. I can only imagine what Golden Beauty's going through. Like, in his anger, man, it's like this man's giving out her address. And now, I've had people attack me when they was mad at me off of breakups online, but damn, it wasn't to this degree, and they didn't have a platform the size of Young Pharoahs and a following, a voice like the size of Young Pharoahs. You feel me? It kind of don't matter what this man do. People still gonna love him and follow him. And that's dangerous when you have that much power. And that's why I want him to recognize with great power comes great responsibility. You see what I'm saying? Great power comes great responsibility, man. You can't just say what you want to say because you're angry. It's very damaging to you, everyone around you. Jamie Beautiful, this right now.
for